It's Macy's VIP sale with an extra 30% off our latest fall arrivals and all the brands you love with your coupon or Macy's card. And get 15% off skincare, makeup, fragrance, and more of your beauty faves now at Macy's. And get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store today. Details at Macys.com/pickup. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC,
always love the clothes of Jimmy,
bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity,
we'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Here's Witchy Poo with our clown. With our clown and our werewolf over to the left, and more toys from the Jimmy Star collection.
This is all Jimmy stuff. We're not crazy. This is just his collection.
That's just funny.
It's a wonderful collection, by the way.
It says adjust camera. I'm not sure what he means when he says adjust camera, so maybe give me some more insight. And
we just came on now. We weren't on for the witch. I'll do the witch again.
No, we were on. No, he's just saying adjust camera. We're a little bit grainy again. I don't know why, because I have the thing plugged in.
We need another camera, El Cheapo. Come on, we got to buy a good camera, a high-def camera.
Oh, we're good
he
now.
Bought a sound thing. I'm surprised we don't have the air things anymore, or mic.
Oh, he said it's because we were cropping our chin. Okay, what's up, chat room? How's everybody doing in the chat room?
Well, now that we showed the witch and the clown, I can bring it down.
Yeah, I just did. I did bring it down some more, too. There we go.
How's that?
There we go. Hey, everybody. So, we got a fun show for you guys today.
Why is that Jimmy Star's world there? It's too big.
It's okay. He changes it all the time.
Yeah, well, take it down. It's way too big. It distracts from us. That up, boy. That up, boy.
Keep putting it up throughout the show because I want people to go to my blog. So in case you guys can hear that noise in the background, it'll be going on and off today because they're working on our bathroom and we don't want them to stop because it's going slow and we don't have a bathroom, and so we have another bathroom. We have another one, but it's on the other side of the house.
But we have clothes piled to the ceiling and on racks, and finding something is an impossibility.
Smile. B. Claudia says smile.
Hey.
She's getting pictures for those beautiful graphics she makes for us. Yay. All right. So what's up, chat room? We have B. Claudia in the chat room. We want to wish, all the best to all our Florida tuners, inners.
I'm really upset about that hurricane.
Cindy Lady Lake and Teresa Saban, they're all in the path of and I've heard from both of them that they're okay, so we're happy to hear that. But we want to, wish everybody in Florida a safe passage through the hurricane.
And to my special friend, Ardeen, be safe, sweetheart, you and your family.
Absolutely. And
but they live in Boca, and I don't think the hurricane's allowed in Boca.
That's right. And we want to say hi.
No one in Boca will allow a hurricane.
Backpack John's in the chat room,
just
too.
Not done.
So we have a great show for you guys today. We have Emmy Award-winning actor, writer, producer Mike Manning coming on. You guys have seen him because he's in some of the biggest shows on television. And then we also have actress Darcy Donavan, who's awesome. Not only is she beautiful, she's a singer. She's a multi-platinum singer. Recording artist, and she's been in some of the biggest movies, on the planet, especially Anchorman. Everybody remembers Anchorman with Will Ferrell and all those A-list stars. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're supposed to have a quick visit with SohoJohnny, who's coming on to talk about the Let Me Help benefit children's concert that's taking place Saturday night on a live stream. And he's going to come on and we're going to talk about it for a couple of minutes in between guests. So it should be fun.
I love YouTube. I watch everything on YouTube. I just finished watching an interview that Joan Rivers did with my pal, Jane Russell. And I sat there looking at Jane, saying to myself, how lucky was I to have her as a friend. She was the best friend anyone could want, a true blue friend, a down-to-earth, humble woman who was extremely gorgeous and beautiful, but never knew it and never showed it, never acted it. Jane was a good Christian. She believed in good values. She was just the most wonderful person I've ever met. So when they write about her being cantankerous and nasty and sometimes rude, that was because you asked her stupid questions and you annoyed her by prying into her private life. Jane Russell was a very private woman. For those of you who don't know who Jane Russell is, sorry, but if you ever saw the movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell, that movie was starring Jane Russell with Marilyn Monroe. It's a lovely film. You should get it. You should watch it. It's on YouTube. Also, watch my interview with Jane Russell on YouTube, part 1 and part 2. But again, I was given such a gift in having her as my friend, a real friend. She taught me the difference between a real friend and a fake friend. So watch the interview, Joan Rivers interviewing Jane Russell. It's a great interview.
There you go. We also want to say hi to Angela Joseph, who's in the chat room, which I
Angie, baby.
And we love having her. And put a whale on a pig.
What?
They're saying he's going to go to Home Depot in a little bit, so he won't be making that noise the whole time.
Yeah, just make believe I'm getting my teeth done.
Yeah. Actually, it does sound like that.
Like a drill.
They're like saying it sounds like a sick whale.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun stuff going on. Before we get started with our guest today, let's talk a little bit about where you can listen to the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're still number 11 celebrity podcast, but I submitted some more stuff to see if we could go up the rankings. So we'll see how that goes. But you can hear us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. Those are the big ones that everybody has heard of. And then there's another 150 more of them that maybe aren't quite as popular. But we're on all the major platforms. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for making us the 11th, biggest, best celebrity interview show in the world. And we really appreciate it. So it's all a lot of fun.
Thank you for writing all that nice stuff and enjoying my crazy humor. I do it because I love doing it. I love making people laugh. And don't forget, I was a stand-up comic for 40 years. I worked in supper clubs and nightclubs. And it was the best, better than films, better than TV, because I made people laugh. And what better thing is there than making someone enjoy yourself and laugh? You have 350 people in a room, and they're all laughing at the same time. It's a great feeling. So put humor in your life. My heart doctor said, people that laugh a lot have strong hearts. For some reason, they associate laughter with strong hearts.
There you go.
Give it a shot.
If you guys can see, too, some of my most prized possessions are in this picture. If you look in this case behind me, see that tile back there? That's an alien tile from the movie Aliens, and it was made by Lance Henriksen, who's my favorite actor, and he actually made it. He doesn't sell them, but he gave it to me. He gave it to me, and he signed the back that I'm the coolest cat he ever met. And if you've seen Saw 3, see that pink pig right there? That's the actual pink pig. Saw 3, the whole movie revolves around the pink pig, and that's the actual pink pig from the movie. And then there's a Clive Barker book that's been autographed, and he drew a picture specifically for me, and that's Malcolm McDowell from A Clockwork Orange, where he actually signed it. And then over on the other side over here, those are all Lance Henriksen things that Lance Henriksen gave me and signed, which is a big deal for me because he's my favorite.
Last year, I went birthday shopping for Jimmy. And I always go to the Halloween store where they have the monsters.
Spirit.
And I'm talking to the salesperson, and the sales guy said, well, how old is your son? So I started to laugh, and I said, I think 56. And he said, oh, it's not for your son. I said, well, I think sometimes he is my son. But he's easy to buy for. You just go in the Halloween store, and you pick out a monster. And
Monsters and superheroes are my things, you guys. Monsters and superheroes.
We have a beautiful collection.
I do over here, which we'll try and get a shot of next week.
So cute.
It'll be Batman. This is my Batmobile collection.
You want a lollipop, little boy?
No, I have a Batmobile collection, and I have them signed by everybody. I have signed by Ben Affleck, and I have signed by Robert Pattinson. I don't know. I have a dope.
Well, I have a pocketbook that has Jane Russell in sequins on it from the movie Outlaw, lying on the hay, and Jane signed it. And she wrote, "Ron, you sure like those bad girls. Love, Jane Russell." So
it's so much fun.
I should show that one day. I have some collectibles from big stars also, but
my whole room though that's my thing. It's not really his thing. It's my actual thing of what I love.
No.
I have an Edward Scissorhands doll. There's only 5 of them in the world.
My friend, the voiceover queen, Barbara Rosenblatt, who the ultimate in voiceover and audiobooks, she gave me that pocketbook. It's a handbag with a handle, and it's a picture of Jane Russell lying on the hay. That's famous shot. And I never thought of anything of it. But when Jane was at my house one day, I said, "You know what? Look what my friend gave me." And I showed Jane the handbag, and Jane said, "Oh, good, let me sign it." So she signed it.
And on Friday, Hocus Pocus 2 comes out, you guys. Hocus Pocus 2. This is Doug Jones' character. He's in both movies, and Ron and I are doing a movie with him in January.
And we know him, and he's a really sweet guy.
He's been on the show.
Yeah, he's not a corpse. well, from a corpse, folks.
So Hocus Pocus 2 comes out Friday on Disney. We're going to watch it on Monday night on our family night.
Yeah, we're going to my daughter's house. We have a big, big sofa, and we're going to lay on the sofa and pig out on all kinds of goodies and watch Hocus Pocus.
And Mike Wagner just joined us. Hey, Mike Wagner from the Mike Wagner Show, you guys.
Hey,
Great
Mike,
guy.
how are you?
There you go.
Yeah, Mike, we have to have you on. Have you ever had Mike on?
No, we have to have him on.
Mike, why aren't you on our show?
We're just always
I mean, we have everybody important. How can we overlook you?
There you go.
You have to come on, Mike. Jimmy will schedule you after the show. Really? Why hasn't Mike been on the show?
I don't know, just because we're always booked, but I've talked to him about said we would have him on, so we just
I'm
have to
sorry, Mike.
We'll get you on before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Also, then tonight we're going to see Harley Wallen and Katie Wallen's film. As soon as the show is over, we're going to Beverly Hills to the premiere of
Red Carpet
Fashion
event.
Bones.
Woo.
So it's going to be our first red carpet that we've gone to since my knee surgery. So it should be fun.
And afterwards, an after party, which is always fun in Beverly Hills. Like Beverly Hills is a big deal, but I just keep emphasizing because everybody thinks Beverly Hills is a big deal. Not really. There are parts of Long Island and the Hamptons that are far superior to Beverly Hills.
Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go see the movie, get some fun pictures, and I think the whole thing will be great. We're looking forward to it.
Not looking forward to the drive.
No, but we're looking forward to seeing people that we haven't seen in a long time.
It's 100 miles. It's 100 miles from here each way. So we drive in, we stay, and then we drive home. Oh, the next day I'm
take care of the dogs.
My daughter comes to take care of our dogs. For those of you out there who think we abandon our dogs, we do not.
Oh, never.
My daughter Leslie.
Are you kidding me? Our dogs are treated like superheroes.
And my daughter Leslie works only a few minutes from here, so she'll be right over to feed them and walk them and spend time with them and be with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun things coming up.
You know what? Lara Spencer, ABC Good Morning America, who's my daughter's best friend and my adopted daughter, always yells at me, "Ron, you're slouching. Sit up straight." Here we go. I guess they taught her that as a newscaster to sit, all the newscasters sit like this, but they're only on for 3 minutes. When you're on 2 hours,
that's funny.
Sitting like this, this friggin' witch. If she doesn't stop,
you want me to get rid of? Why don't we
get the broom up my ass?
Get rid of the broom and then
get the broom out from under my ass. Look,
actually, Eileen Shapiro sent me this witch for my birthday last year.
No, I bought the switch.
No, you didn't. Eileen sent that to me.
No, she didn't.
Honey, I'm telling you, Eileen sent it to me for my birthday from Long Island.
I thought I bought you the witch.
No, you bought the other 2 witches in the other room. And that witch, too. You bought 3 witches.
I thought I bought you.
No.
What do you want to make out now? Get her out of here. You're too old and ugly. She wants to make out with me. Look at her. Get out of it. Stop it.
And almost all my things do stuff.
Oh, one kiss. Now go away.
That's fine.
Oh, she's back for more. Get out of here. Go away, you crazy witch. Stop. Get your hands off me. Stop it.
The dog is freaking out now. The little dog is totally freaking out.
She won't leave me alone. Oh,
that's hilarious.
All right. If I hold your hands for a minute, will you go away? Okay. 1, 2 minutes up. Get out of here.
It's so much fun. Austin, did we see any cool movies? No. What do we see?
Nothing really. We saw a couple of flops, a couple of stinkeroos. But Astro, come on up, honey. My Astro has to come up. He has to be on television. He's such a ham. He always wants to be on. Say hi to everybody, Astro. Say hi out there. Look at you all kissing Daddy. He's too busy kissing Daddy. Okay.
No, I love it.
I love you. Now, don't hog the show. Go back. Go away. Anyway, today should be a lot of fun, and tonight exhausting. But with that guy, I feel like I'm getting my tooth drilled. No bullshit. It's like spooky. Yes, Astro. What do you want from my life, Mama? I give you everything.
I love it. So
I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. I'm trying to diet, by the way.
I'm going to try and send
the doctor said I weigh 214, I think. Yeah, 214 pounds, and I should be like 195. So I have to lose all that weight. But when you're my age and you lose weight and get skinny, your face sinks in and you look skeletal. So Zsa Zsa Gabor, if you remember who she was, used to say the reason she was overweight was to keep the wrinkles out. And it really is true. If you're too skinny, you get all like a witch, like her. You look like her.
There we go. All right, let's bring on our first guest.
Hey.
I'm excited. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
What are you, 7 years old, 8 years old? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm in my 30s, but thank you.
You're full of crap. I want to see a driver's license.
There it is.
You're in your 30s?
I am in my 30s, yes.
You look about, I swear my kids, you look about 16 years old.
I'll take I have some alcohol behind me. I'll take a shot.
Yeah, I can see a whole bar.
No, I mean, you know how lucky you are when you get to be my age. You're going to look 20, 30 years younger.
I heard you you know why? It's because I'm keeping this weight on so it doesn't sink in my face. I'm taking your beauty tips.
I'll come right over there and smack you around. At your age, you're worried about your face.
No.
He's a little bit older than most. You gonna tell him?
I'm not gonna cut. We just met. I'll save them.
I'm 82 years old.
He's 82.
No, no, you're not.
Yeah, he's 82.
You could be my son.
And he's still working. You could be his grandson.
Shut up. I said my son.
I'm married. We fight. Don't worry. It's part of the show.
I start off Joe sweet and nice to him. Then he gets bitchy, and then I want to smack him around.
Oh, let's make a real intro for him.
Smack him around.
I can't smack him around, then people think I'm mean.
All right, now we want to welcome you guys to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, director and Emmy-winning actor, writer, producer Mike Manning. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
All right, Ron.
And then we have a chat room filled with people. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
And this is our dog, Astro. Say hi, Astro.
Hi, Astro. Hi, everybody in the chat room.
So now, where are you calling us from? Where do you actually live?
I'm in Los Angeles right now, and I have 2 dogs. I'm trying to...
We have 3. We have 3, but one of them's not home. They're all rescued.
Everyone in the chat room, please write yes to this. Did you think he was like 16 or 17? I mean, am I going blind or I'm stupid? This guy doesn't look 30-something years old. He looks 16. Yeah. Everybody in the chat room, please comment on.
So I want to, first of all, I have a couple of things I want to bring up. Number one, because I'm from Fort Lauderdale, and I read someplace online that you're actually born in Fort Lauderdale. How long did you live in Fort Lauderdale?
So I was born in Fort Lauderdale, and then we moved to Port St. Lucie, and then we moved from Port St. Lucie, from Florida to Colorado when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah. I was 8 years old. No, and actually, it's funny. I grew up in Colorado, and then my family, one by one, everybody moved back to Florida. So they're all in Naples right now, unfortunately.
Oh, beautiful, though. There's for the hurricane. Hopefully, they're safe. We're hoping
Naples
that they're
is getting hit pretty bad now. Are they okay?
My sister was just evacuated. She's staying at my parents' house. My brother went to my cousin's house on the other side of the state. So
good.
It's not great. But.
God bless them.
Angela Joseph, who actually lives in Colorado, says you're like a fine wine, getting better with age.
Yeah, he looks 12, Angie.
No, he doesn't. He looks fabulous. You got really nice teeth too, by the way. I love it. So welcome to the show. We're happy to have you. I was excited. I met Mike on Instagram, you guys, and he's been in a bunch of really cool stuff. But let's talk a little bit about the Bay, since you got a bunch of Emmys from being on the Bay, and we've actually had Christos, Ron, what's Ron's name? Ron Moss is a really good friend of ours. And we've probably had 25 people who've been on the show, on our show. So number one, congratulations on the Emmys. That's like a really big deal. And I read online, I watched your Emmy speech. So you're a member of the LGBTQ community because you thanked your husband.
I am, and I did, yeah.
I think that's the coolest shit ever. I was so excited because I didn't know that you were gay and we're gay.
But you know what? Every pedophile is going to follow him because I'm going to think he's 8 years old. How many men?
That's okay. He looks like he can take care of himself.
Do you get proofed when you go to a gay bar?
Do I get ID'd? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I go to ID'd when I. It's a little bit better now. I used to get ID'd when I went to like rated R movies. I'm like, come on.
Pull over.
But you're gonna love that later on.
If you ever lived in Palm Springs, the old queens here would eat you up alive. They would kill each other to get to you.
So this is, I think nature's paying me back because like when I was in high school, I played hockey, I wrestled, and I was the last of my friends to hit puberty. I was the last one with my voice changing, with getting taller, with everything. My senior picture, I look like I'm 12. And so I feel like this is nature's way of paying me back for all those years.
Paying you back, it's a gift, you dummy. And you know what? I have gay friends that love to watch young boys wrestling. It's their thing. So when you were wrestling, did you wear those tight elastic, whatever the jumpers?
The singlet. We wore singlets.
It's a singlet.
What is it called?
A singlet.
A singlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a wrestler, did you ever watch that movie with
Wait, are there any pictures that people can go to and see you in a singlet?
I think those are gone. No, I don't think they
You should post them. It's good PR. Post them.
Maybe.
Wait, when you were in high school, did you ever see that Matthew Modine movie, Vision Quest, about the wrestler?
No.
You totally.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it, and you're not the first one to tell me I should go see it. So I need to go.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's like one of the greatest wrestling movies ever. I want to get
personal. So who's your husband, and what does he do?
He's not in entertainment. I know that.
He's not in entertainment. He works in finance, and he's very shy. He doesn't have social media. So me thanking him in my Emmy speech it's actually kind of funny. After that happened, there was this this contingent of soap fans because I also did Days of Our Lives, and now he's known on Twitter as like the shy husband. So he's like Mike and his shy husband, and they don't even. Are
you married? Are you married?
I am married. Yes.
So are Jimmy and I.
So are we.
Yeah. Do you have $2,000 to loan me so I could divorce him?
Wait, is that all it takes? I
don't know. It's a joke I do every week properly. Wait. Your husband, how did you meet him?
We met playing paintball.
That's fun.
And somebody invited me, and it was his group of friends, and I met everybody. And I'm not a very sappy person. I'm not a very romantic person. I'm sort of a pragmatic person. When people would say, "Oh, it was love at first sight," "Oh, this," I would always sort of roll my eyes. But I met him, and he jumps. He's across this dirt parking lot, and we're getting ready to play paintball. And everybody was over here, and they call him over, and they're like, "Hey, And I look over, and he had a brand new Jeep Wrangler, Jeep Rubicon, and he jumps out of it, and he has like these camo pants on and this tight Under Armour t-shirt, and he walks over. I swear to you, it was in slow motion, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, I can't believe this person exists. And in the beginning, I was angry because I thought he was being rude. He wouldn't even look me in the face. Later on, he told me that he felt the same way, and he was so nervous that he couldn't even look me in the eyes. And,
no, that's romantic. Stop
that's
it.
Very romantic.
That's very romantic.
I have to say,
I believe in love at first sight, but the first time I saw Jimmy, I vomited. I did. I threw up.
You were overcome. You were so.
No, I was not overcome. I was nauseous from the way he looked, and he had the nerve to try to pick me up in the mall. He was dressed. Jimmy was a rock PR rock person, so he hung out with all Elton John and those kind of people. Jimmy had earrings, long hair, jeans that were torn at the crotch with underwear showing, weird turned up shoes. He was a hippie, weirdo rock and roller. Not my speed. I like Ralph Lauren. And this crazy bastard comes up to me and he said, "You're the most gorgeous guy in the mall." And I said, "Yes."
And then he told me to fuck off.
and I said, "Now get the fuck out of here." So, but he cleaned up the event. No, he cleaned.
Clearly something worked. Yeah, you cut the hair, I see. You
I cut the hair.
Now
I gained a little bit of weight. I used to be a clothing designer, so I dressed
now
up.
He's very Ralph Lauren, and I can't keep my hands off him.
I actually made this shirt. I used to be a clothing designer. When I lived in Florida, I had 3 clothing stores, and all the celebrities, came and shopped in it because I only made one of a kind clothes. I only made one of a kind clothes.
What do you think of two old fags kissing? You nauseating or what?
Well, you were kissing, so you didn't notice, but I clapped when you did.
Yeah, you clapped.
Yeah,
so it was
a
nice.
lot of people.
Anyway,
a lot of people think that old people shouldn't kiss or have sex. That like when you get to be 50, you should just sit in a rocker and die.
No, I was over. 50.
How do you feel?
If I make it to 105, I'm going to be kissing whoever I want. So
there you go.
I hope you kiss the hot guy in the Jeep.
That's right.
The hot guy in the Jeep now. He's old or younger?
He's older than me.
How much older?
And that was good for me because I think I grew up in. It was one of the first relationships, if not the first relationship, where I felt like I was in an adult relationship in terms of me doing the work and becoming the type of person that somebody would want to be married to. I was convinced before that, I dated men and women, and I was sort of convinced that I wasn't going to get married. I was just going to be a happy, serial dater and not really settle down. And then all that was turned upside down when I met my guy.
Perfect. I love it. And I want to say, because I watched your speech it's all over YouTube. And I watched it, and I thought it was like beautiful. I was so excited because you're successful, you're handsome, and the fact that you're part of the community, gives you a good role, like a good role model of, just a clean cut, cool kid.
Most of all, you're honest, and you're not ashamed, and that's why I'm proud of you. Now that I know all of this about you, I like you a lot, and I hope one day you'll come to one of the red carpets we invite you to, or to one of the big parties that they hold in Hollywood, so you could, network and meet people.
Thank you for saying that. I think honesty.
Your family.
It's important because I want every bi kid or gay kid, whomever, LGBTQIA. I want anybody that's not the norm, not the cookie cutter straight individual, wherever they come from, whatever they look like. I want them to know that they're as deserving and capable and built for love and acceptance as anybody else. And that was why I was so honored to get the Emmy specifically for the season 6 storyline on the Bay, because the storyline on the Bay was me meeting someone who was a childhood friend, us working through, our friendship, realizing that there's more there. And then the season ends with us getting married. So it was a really sweet moment for me. It was sort of a full circle moment. That scene was shot. I shot that scene in the suit that I wore at my actual wedding with my actual wedding ring. So it was a very nice full circle moment.
I was asked by a fan once, how come at such an old age you came out? And I said, because now I can. Back in my day, you could not. I mean, I'm an actor. I've been working for 64 years in film and television and stage. Mm-hmm. If I came out back then, I would not be working ever.
First of all, they got arrested for being gay.
Got arrested. I mean, Rock Hudson, who I knew.
Rock Hudson, yeah.
Yeah, he was gay. We all knew it. Or the whole gang of us knew it. But we never squealed on him or said anything because Rock said, please don't out me, folks. And we all kept our word. We wouldn't do that.
So I want to do some bragging for you. So first of all, some of you've got a really great resume, and I've actually seen most of the stuff that you have done, believe it or not, which is kind of cool. I don't actually watch The Bay, but I have watched episodes of it. And I don't watch Days of Our Lives, even though my mom loved Days of Our Lives, and you're on 1 million episodes. We're friends with all the soapies. I don't know. Like, we live in Palm Springs. They all live here. We're friends with, Sean Kanan, and we just had Jacob Young on our show last week.
Yeah, they're great.
We got them all.
Tristan Rogers, and I don't know. We have Michael Damian. We're friends with all the soapies.
Chapman.
And so,
Kate, I love her. Kate. The one that plays the evil bitch on.
Oh yeah, I forgot her name.
Kate, what's Kate's last name?
She's on Studio City.
She's on Studio City. She plays the evil.
Carolyn Hennessy.
Yeah, Carolyn Hennessy. Yeah.
Love her.
Anyway,
love
we're
her.
friends with all the soap opera people. We love all of them to death.
Yep.
And so some of the other
and
cool
for those
things,
of you we didn't mention, we love you too. We just forgot.
So one thing I think is really cool, and because you're in a couple episodes of Teen Wolf, which was a really big show. I love Teen Wolf. This Is Us, which probably there isn't a bigger show on television, on mainstream regular television. It's probably the biggest show of the last 5 years. And you're on that. Are you gonna be in the Teen Wolf movie or no? Did they grab you to do anything? Or are you not allowed?
I can say because I didn't sign any contracts. They did not grab me for the Teen Wolf.
God dang it! They should have. You should have been one of the wolves because you're better looking than all the other wolves, pretty much.
Thank you. Write him a letter. No, I was in the final season of Teen Wolf, and I was a police officer that sort of tried to band with the bad guys to try to take over the department and get all the wolves and everything. And so it would have been hard, I think, creatively to bring me back as
when
somebody else.
When I was younger and I would go up for a part and I didn't get it, I would say to myself, it wasn't yours, but the next one won't be theirs. And that's how it is. I lose, you win, we win. How many things have you done that your friend said, shit, I wish I did that?
Yeah. Well, and that's a really healthy way to look at it because success is not, there's no cap on success. Everybody creates opportunities, creates movies, creates film. And I don't think, I don't come from a scarcity mindset. I come from a mindset of if everybody works hard, everybody will get their time and get
Absolutely. You're a very smart guy. You don't have tattoos?
I do have tattoos.
I hate that. Why did you do that?
But he doesn't have them any place that'll stop him from getting a job.
Not any visible ones, but I do have several tattoos.
Take your shirt off. No, we have to do that. No, we have young girls out there that constantly do that. Ron, why didn't he take off his shirt?
That's okay.
I mean, we have a big gay audience, a big young audience. Listen. Beefcake sells. And don't be shy. Take off your shirt. Show us your tattoo.
Okay, I'll show you one because I love. So my childhood dog growing up, her name was Carly.
Oh, you put it. I love that.
And so this was for Carly. I got her print.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is so nice.
And it has her initials right there.
We love dogs. So I would
do that for my little boy Astro here, my 7-pound lover. I would have his face tattooed on my butt.
So
isn't like that.
So you came.
But what other tattoos do you have, and where are they?
I have a cross on my arm.
Okay.
I have a tribal on my back that's in the form of a compass.
Right.
It has my family's initials in there, and then I have a writer's quill on the inside of my arm, like a feather.
Right. Jimmy has a tattoo on his butt. $5.
Is it a target?
$5 an hour.
Wait, do you have to get it updated with inflation or?
No, and I don't.
It really doesn't. It was a joke. So you'll get to know my humor. I'm a little crazy.
Well, I thought I knew you were joking. I was 93% sure you were joking.
So you know what, Mike? You have a very long career ahead of you. You're going to be a big star and a big actor. I know it. I'm a witch, and I feel that. You're going to be like those. What are those people called? The actors of today. I don't even know their names. The big famous one that was married to Angie. What was his name? Brad Pitt. You're going to be like a Brad Pitt. You're sweet. You're honest. You're sweet. You're honest. You're not obtrusive. You seem to be kind. Raised well, I think, with good values. You know what? All of these ingredients show in your work. People think I'm crazy when I say that. I say, oh, no. If you're a mean son of a bitch and you're playing a nice person, it doesn't play because you don't know how to be nice because you're a mean bitch. But you, on the other hand, if you play a nice person, it comes easy because you are a nice person. Did I make any sense? Who gives a shit?
I think you made sense. Who gives a shit? You made sense to me. You made sense to me.
So I want to say, first of all,
thank you for saying that.
You came into prominence by being on a reality show, Real World, which I don't think I watched back then. I watched it, at the very beginning, all the beginning seasons of The Real World. But you were on The Real World, which I think is a really cool thing. You've done some horror movies, but you're not pigeonholed as a horror actor. Congratulations on that you don't get stuck in that, because Ginger Dead Man 3 Saturday Night Cleaver, that had to be a real winner.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck in horror movies.
Yeah, he does a lot of
it's not. I mean, I love horror movies. I love making them, but I definitely do not want to. So Ginger Dead Man was one of the first. Gary Busey, it's like the third in the series. He's the voice of a killer gingerbread cookie. It's an awful movie. I'm in it for like 30 seconds. So grateful that you researched that and found that, because that's obviously the first thing I wanted to talk about. But you know what? Brad Pitt started in that awful horror movie. And
they all did.
Dancing Chicken, and
but you're not pitching, because you've done some really high profile movies. God's Not Dead. That's a very high profile movie. Son of the South was a great movie.
I have done some nice horror movies. I have done maybe one or two nice movies, aside from the other ones. I don't want to fall into the category of Joan Crawford and Betty Davis, Olivia de Havilland, those wonderful actresses of the 40s who, when they got old, couldn't get work, so they do horror movies. So I wrote a movie, and I'm producing the movie, and it's not a horror movie, and it'll be a feature film. Hopefully people will see that you can be old and still valuable. I'm against ageism. I'm an ageism fighter. Yeah. And also I preach to the kids, if you're gay and you're thrown out of your home, do not end your life, because life goes on. No matter where you are, you create life. Mm-hmm. If you are in trouble, contact me. I'll be more than happy to text message you back and forth. Please don't hurt yourself, kids out there, because the suicide rate among gay teenagers is so outstanding. It's sad how society can kill young, beautiful people by being ignorant.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true, and I echo your message. Anybody listening that's a young person,
text message, please. Don't hurt yourselves.
Yeah, well, anything that you're going through right now. When you're a young person, you're going through that emotion for the first time. So if it's fear or anger or love or whatever, it's heightened because you don't have the tools yet to deal with it. But It Gets Better campaign. I love that because the message is so simple. It's whatever you're going through right now. Tomorrow will be better. The next day will be better. The next day will be better.
Absolutely.
That is true for young people and older people. I think I'm also against ageism. I think that stories have a place. It takes every color to fill a crayon box. Stories have every place for every type of person. Their race, their gender, their age, their whatever it is. The third thing you said, society turning its back on youth, LGBT youth. I mean, I think. In some cases, youth in general. I did this documentary back in we shot it over the course of 5 years. It was released in the beginning of 2020. It has Halle Berry, Rosario Dawson, John Bon Jovi, Tiffany Haddish, a handful of others, Jewel, the singer, and it was a documentary about homeless youth. And we produced it to shine a light on the youth homelessness problem in America and how our country turns its back on these youth, 40% of them being a part of the LGBT community, half of them coming from the broken foster care system, going through a system where they turn 18 or 21 in some places. They're given a backpack, kicked out of their homes, and forced to fend for themselves on the streets. And in most states, we don't have a safety net for them.
Don't go any further. Hold it, Mike.
Yeah.
The statement you just make, we do not have a safety net for them, is so true. Because the moment a young person is on the street, a predator will go after them. And then these young people think the predator is what being gay is, and they don't want any part of that because they're turned off. So they say, I'm not going to live. I want to go away.
Terrible.
I mean, Mike,
what's the name of the documentary? Hang on, let him talk about it.
I love him. Mike, for 12 years old, you are the smartest 12-year-old I've ever met.
What's the name of the documentary? And can people see it?
Lost in America, and it's available.
Please.
We had a theatrical release. Yeah, please watch the film. It's
do it again. What it is, because we have old people that are like me that a little demented. Do it slow and tell us where we can see it and how we get to it.
It's called Lost in America, and I believe it's available online on Peacock, Amazon,
YouTube,
Peacock, Amazon. Not on YouTube. Everything's not on YouTube. Ron loves YouTube.
I love YouTube. Do you have to pay for it?
Of course you do.
I think at this stage, I'm not sure. It might be in your Amazon, included in Amazon Prime. I'm not really sure.
I'm going to watch it tomorrow night. I'll watch it, and I'll text you what I think.
Okay. So hold on. So I want to brag a little. So Son of the South was a great movie, and what a great cast. Lucas Till, Lucy Hale, Cedric the Entertainer, Brian Dennehy, Julia Ormond. Those are huge people. So you did a movie called The Call, and Lynn Shay and Tobin Bell and Jeff Hill are in it. Jeff Hill's a good friend of mine. Lynn Shay's been on our show. How was Tobin Bell? Did you get to meet him? He's my favorite horror movie actor.
Tobin was fantastic. Well, we're talking about good horror versus bad horror. So recently, The Call was, I did that movie within the last 4 years, and so it's a more recent movie, and that was such a fun to have Lynn Shay and Tobin Bell, two horror legends, icons in the same movie, was fantastic. And working with Tobin was great. He had such control, and Tobin was a masterclass. Being on set with him was a masterclass in presence and control. And Lynn Shay was a masterclass in going for it and just being committed to the character and the story 1,000%. She scared me on set in some of the scenes that she was doing because she was so intense. Lynn Shay, I just remember just watching when I wasn't on camera, just in awe Tobin Bell, just in awe of his control and his timing and his voice and his, he just took his time and he just delivered it perfectly. And so it was such a great film to work on.
I collect horror movie collectibles, so I actually have up there, I have an actual a mask, the gas mask, oxygen mask, thing that Tobin Bell wears in one of the Saw movies, and I actually have.
Yeah.
And that, if you ever saw Saw 3, that pink pig right here is the actual movie one they used in the movie for Saw 3, and the whole movie revolves around. So I'm a huge Tobin Bell fan, and so I think that's freaking awesome. And you also did a movie. So are you the star of Cloud 9? Are you the snowboarder?
I'm one of them. So there were 4 main actors. It was a Disney Channel original movie. It was Dove Cameron, Luke Benward, Kiersey Clemens, and myself.
Oh my God! So we went to a premiere in L.A. for a Michael Damian film, and the star of it was Dove Cameron's boyfriend at the time. And I didn't know who she was. He didn't know who she was. And there was all these kids lined up trying to see her behind the gate. And we were just talking to her, and she didn't tell us who she was. So she talks to Ron, and Ron, she's like, "Oh, I just moved here." And he's like, "Oh, we'd get you invited to some stuff." We didn't know who the hell she was.
No, I even said to her, I said, "You're very pretty. If you're a good actress, maybe we could give you some names to get you started in the business."
Yeah, and then I looked her, and she went along with it until later on.
And she was just as lovely as could be. And then she gave me a big hug and a kiss, and she said to me, "You're very sweet."
And then I looked her up, and she has 60 million Instagram followers. And I was like, holy shit. No, but she was so nice.
She was very kind to the old man who's a little senile. She must have thought I was from another planet.
She's fantastic. So I have a quick story about that. So when we were
tell us, yes.
When we were on set, we were in Utah for 3.5 months filming this movie. And this was 10 years ago, so we were all much younger, and I didn't have a filter on me at that point. Still don't, kind of, but so we're all we're traveling to and from the condos that they had us in to set, where they built the set where we shot most of the movie, and I'm the last one day in this giant 15-passenger van that they were picking us up in, and they're playing a pop song on the radio, and I get in. And everybody's listening to this song, and I go, "Oof, who is this?" And everybody freezes. And Dove looks at me and she goes, "It's me." And I was mortified. And I tried to backtrack. I was like, "Oh, I just don't like pop music. It's not my thing. And she was mad at me for a solid week, and I could just
Was she really? Mad,
and I think her feelings were hurt, and now, at this point in my life, I would never say something like that. I didn't know it was her. I know how much work goes into making music and making anything.
Oh, I would have said it, and I wouldn't have cared.
Well, I didn't want to hurt her feelings, and since then, joke's on me.
please.
Since then, she has a tremendous. Well, some of her recent music is just phenomenal, and it's
really
amazing.
You know what?
She's doing really good as a musician now. I follow her.
So many actors today I know get destroyed by a bad review. You know, this is part of the business. If you don't like it, get out. You're putting yourself out there. If you do good, you get a good review. If you do bad, you get a shitty review. Take the yin and the yang. So you didn't like her voice. So I probably would have said it with you, and I couldn't have cared less if she was upset or not. And I would have said it. Listen, honey, you're not Johnny Mantis or Peggy Lee. What can I tell you? I mean, live with it. Live with it.
So here's a question I like to ask everybody. First of all, you guys can follow Mike on Instagram. He's at Mike_Manning, MANNING_. And are you on Twitter and the other, platforms also? Yeah,
I'm on Twitter. I think it's the same thing. I think I had to add the underscores. Okay. Facebook, I think it might be the same thing. I don't know. If you just type my name, it's
pops up. Yeah. Okay, so
Well, I want to ask you a question. Okay. When you were 3 months away, did your husband go with you?
At that point, we were not together. So.
Okay. But if you were together, would you travel with him?
So I just shot a movie in Kentucky the month before last, and he came to visit me for the weekend. And he visits me on set, which is nice.
No, wait a minute. The reason I asked that question is Jimmy produces movies, and I'm in most of his movies because I sleep with the producer, so I get in. But if I'm not in the movie, I'm going to be on that set. I'm not letting him go away for 6 weeks without me. No way. So somebody can throw a net over him and capture him? No.
He visited me for the weekend because I was gone for a month.
He's not jealous?
I like my he gives me plenty of space. He gives me plenty of.
But somebody might.
It was a romantic comedy where I fall in love with this girl and we kiss, and it's this really sweet thing. And he's been nothing but encouraging. He understands the job.
Yeah.
He's seen me kiss guys too, so it's part of the job.
I mean, what if
have you done a gay movie?
So I just had a movie at the Burbank Film Festival. We won. You'll like this. We won the Audience Award and also Best LGBT Feature Film at the same festival with a festival that accepts movies from all around the world. And I think it was really telling that the audience votes for films of every genre from all over the place. And the fact that we won the Audience Award and it was also an LGBT film, and we won Best LGBT Film, I feel like it really shows us how far we've come and how the audiences nowadays, they really respect good story, regardless of, some of the biases that people may have had. So it was nice. It's called The Way Out. And it will be Terror Films is releasing it, and it'll be out sometime next year. And in that one, it's a LGBT storyline. I play bisexual, which is nice because I feel like bi people are underrepresented, and I was happy to.
That's me. That's me. I fight all the time about that. I fight all the time.
Well, I came out on Real World as bi, and I received discrimination from straight people and gay people, and I was thinking, I'm like, why am I receiving discrimination from gay people? They understand what it feels like to be discriminated against. Where is this coming from? So I'm as vocal as possible about creating space for.
I say to people, I'm a gay man in a straight man. No, I'm a straight man in a gay man's body. Transsexuals can say that they're whatever they are in somebody else's body, but bisexuals cannot say that for some reason nature made us comfortable with both. I was married for 16 years. I have 2 daughters. So are you going to punish me, gay people, because you were a breeder? Fuck you, I was a breeder. It's really
it's a little hypocritical. If a straight man hooks up with a guy, he's automatically gay. But if a gay guy hooks up with a man or a woman, he's not automatically straight. You can't have it both ways. It's like, come on.
They just don't get it, but hopefully they will. Years ago, there was a movie with Tony Curtis and Sir Laurence Olivier, and it was in the Roman times, and they were both in the baths, and there was innuendo that they were having sex. Well, this was back in 1950-something. the press and the people went berserk, disgusting, that our children should even see that or think that is make everybody queer. I mean, it was nonsense, and it was nothing. Mm-hmm. So we have come a long way. Because your film definitely is.
I love that. We'll definitely see it. Anytime you have anything to promote like that too, when it comes out, we can bring you back.
We are very big LBJ.
LBJ. That was good. LBGT.
LBJ. There you
go. Supporters. We support our people.
So here's the question I like to ask everybody, because we're gonna have to go in a minute. So number one, bucket list, male and female actor that you have not had an opportunity to work with yet that you think you would like to work with. And number two, if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Oof. Okay. My favorite movie, I have two favorite movies depending on how I feel. It's Gladiator and Zoolander. So, but also, I mean, Dead Poets Society.
I love Dead Poets Society. You can fit in Dead Poets Society. I
would like that. That would have been a dream role, especially with Robin Williams. I would also say
the end of the movie when they all get up and say "Aye, aye, Captain," whatever. At the end,
Captain, my Captain. Ooh, I get chills every time. And to work with, I think Robin Williams would have to be on my list. I think, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, I mean, Denzel Washington. On the other side, Amy Adams, Meryl Streep, Zoe Saldana. I mean, I can't pick just one. It's impossible.
So I love Gladiator also. And the guy in Gladiator, not Russell Crowe, but the Gladiator who was the Gladiator for the bad guys, the people,
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. And then the main big Gladiator guy, though, who was the Gladiator that fought everybody. He's a good friend of ours. The guy who played the role, he's like the old guy, and his wife. I'm really good friends with his wife, and I met her on social media. He's been on our show. He's in like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie too, because they're like really good friends because they're both like world class bodybuilders.
I want to do a plug, which we have to, for the St. Jude Hospital for Children. Madame Tussauds. Wait, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, Halloween Eve
on the October 29th.
October 29th, Halloween Hotness is having a masquerade ball at the Rooftop Garden. We went last year. We were guests of honors. Thank you for inviting us back as guests of honors. We had the best time, the booze, the food, the view, the rooftop, and then you get to go to the museum to see all the wax figures. It was an incredible red carpet. Evening.
It's a lot of fun.
So we would like to say possibly you and your husband and some friends would like to attend.
I can get you in.
Right, because it's a VIP list that we handle. So if you guys want to come for a night of fun, not old bags, all young actors and actresses are there. It's all young people. I don't want you to think it's a hokey pokey thing.
We're old.
No,
we're old.
Believe it or not, I think I'm the oldest one on that 500-person rooftop. But it's a wonderful event. Otherwise, we wouldn't go back. If we had a lousy time, we would have declined.
I'll send you an email, and if you guys want to go, let me know, and I'll get you invited.
All the proceeds go to the St. Jude Hospital for Children.
There you go.
Please send me the info.
Yeah, I'll send you some info.
Yeah, and you'll have a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people, a lot of producers, directors. It's a good place to network.
So you guys, this is Mike Manning. Check out all his stuff.
And we got to meet you.
Follow him on social media. Yeah, if you like to go to events too. So I support myself besides producing films as an entertainment publicist. So I get the ins to all the like red carpet stuff. If you ever want to just go to some fun shit, at least just to walk the red carpet, I'll put you on my list to invite people and see if you guys want to go. If you're free and available and you'd like to go do something fun and different.
And I get invited to the red carpets because I'm a 13 Academy Award time winner, 27 Emmys. 27 Emmys and 14 Golden Globes.
Yeah. All right. Well, your Academy Award-winning wiener will get you far. Good luck. Good luck, kid. Good luck.
So we want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you,
Anything
Mike.
we can do to help, please let us know. You've been a great guest, and thank your assistant for helping set this whole thing up. And everybody follow him on social media and check out all his cool projects and his IMDb.
And you're on the right road to success. Keep it up, kiddo.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, Ron, thank you so much.
We look forward to seeing and meeting you one day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Yay!
Nice
what a nice guy. All right, everybody. Now we're going to bring on SohoJohnny.
Wasn't he nice?
He was fabulous.
Good looking. There he is, the man.
What's up, everybody? Now we want to welcome SohoJohnny to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We're going to talk about the Let Me Help Children of the World live stream concert this Saturday night 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Hi, guys. How's everything going here? Things are chiming away here. We're chugging away here, going towards Saturday. And my God, what a whirlwind of people involved and artists and work that goes into it. You know, I mean, what's been done from all these people, I'm just a figurehead here, is really, really very, very daunting. I'm very blessed even to be part of it and hosting it. People such as yourself. And I mean, I've got a long list of people to thank on the show. But thank you for having me again today, and much love.
I love it. I love your new picture back there, too. That's awesome.
Every time I see your handsome face, I miss you. How are you? And please say hi to Nino for me. I miss Nino, too.
I certainly will. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been running around, and the whole team, as you guys know, been running around here, and there's such a labor of love going into Saturday, and we have a long list. I guess I could go over some of this list of the performances and the shout outs from all different celebrities around the world. What makes it special is that this is kind of a worldwide unification for children. We can't get enough of the good spiritedness of people doing these type of things, and whatever we raise. I mean, we're producing the show. Whatever we raise from $0 to $1 million, it almost matters. But the love that goes into it is so much special. And
good. Now, Johnny, how's your talk show doing? And when can we see it? And how can we see it?
The Soho at Night is still incubating in the background. So we're probably I'm going to guess it's probably going to go for next year. And we've got some more editing to do. Maybe a few more episodes, and that's percolating great. Soho at Night.
But how do we see it? Where do we see it?
It's not out yet.
No, when it's out, don't correct me. I'll punch you in the head.
No, but we don't know yet where it's going to be.
Well, I mean, is it going to be on YouTube? That's all I know.
He watches YouTube. Yes, you know what, Johnny? We bought for Christmas. We got like an 80-inch TV. And it's a smart TV, and he learned how to work it. And now his favorite thing is he goes to YouTube and watches everything.
On YouTube. I watch
everything. If it's not on YouTube, he doesn't give a shit. He just watches everything on YouTube. All the interviews with all the old movie stars. So make sure
your show goes on YouTube, because believe it or not, it's the most watched network out there. Everybody watches YouTube. So you got to get on YouTube.
There you go.
You're so handsome. Look how handsome you are. Italian. Italians are handsome. I'm Italian, by the way.
So hold on, let's go back. So Saturday night, it's from 6 p.m. Eastern time till midnight, you guys. It's presented by Phoenix 360 and WOW TV. It's supporting a bunch of children's charities. Tell us some of the people who are going to be on it. I have a list too, so in case you miss anybody.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's people from all over the world. Some of these people, they're really, really, really huge, and but they're not as popular here in this country, but they're growing. But look at the A's. There's like a whole list of the A's. Abigail Comps, Alex Skolnick. Everyone knows him from Testament.
He's been on our show, yep. Alex Skolnick.
Yeah, Alex Hal, Alien Eyes, Bonfire, Bria Lee, the Bronx Wanderers. I love that name. Cal Stamp, of course, Chris Patty is part of the production along with Phoenix. Clint Holmes, Coliseum, Convergence, Ray Detone and his wonderful girl, Miho, Daisy Joplin, David Osmond of the Osmond family, Debbie Gibson, love her music.
I love Debbie Gibson.
On and on and on. Jenna Jameson, John Beauvoir. I mean, John Woody Blues.
Wait, you have a big one there. Paul Anka. Remember Paul Anka, Phil?
Paul Anka. Yeah, he did his shout out, and I met him about a year ago. Well, actually, it's kind of interesting, the story. He was eating at a restaurant after a show, and I didn't want to disturb him because, of course, I'm a fan. And so I left a note, and, I guess I just, picked up the tab because he's an icon. He's wonderful, Paul Anka. And I left a note with the owner. I said, give this to him. I don't want to disturb him, on his private eating and on his dinner with his, I don't know if his daughters or his entourage after the show. And I mentioned Let Me Help and how my mom was such a big fan of his, and at some point, maybe if he could help the Let Me Help Foundation, I don't want anything for nothing, it would pay, maybe a shout-out performance in the future. And then the next week, I think he's on the Joe Piscopo radio show, and he gives a shout-out to me that he's going to help here, and, it was really, really very much of a blessing. And sure enough, he pulled through and he did a shout-out. So, Paul,
my daughter Leslie was his assistant for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, assistant, yeah.
Some of the other people, you guys, we have Kenny Aaronoff. I'm going to pick out the ones that I know have been on our show that everybody knows.
Oh, good old Kenny.
Kenny Aaronoff.
Kenny.
Young Zuck, who's a real favorite of ours.
Yep.
Who's the guy we just had on? Tie a Yellow Ribbon.
Oh, Tony Orlando.
Orlando's going to be on it. We loved him.
Oh, we became good friends with him. We love Tony Orlando. He wants to hang out with us. I said, when you're in California or New York, we'll hook up.
Leon from Leon and the Peoples has been on our show.
I love Leon.
Margarita Monet's been on our show. Leland Sklar's been on our show.
Yeah, and I understand that Eileen Shapiro worked very hard with you. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Eileen Shapiro, Valesco. I mean, I have so many people to thank for their efforts in putting it into. It's just tiring.
Eileen is my buddy, so I had to plug up first.
Actually, Will Crutzen from Adam Ant's been on our show. Some of the other people you guys coming on, Stephen Perkins, who we love from Jane's Addiction, Rudy Sarzo from Black Sabbath, 10 Years After, Tony Moore from Iron Maiden, who we just had on a couple of weeks ago, Will Nunziato,
and that Gabriella
Robert
girl.
Cool from Cool in the Gang, who's been on our show.
And Gabriella, what's her name?
April Rose Gabrielli
April Rose
is going to be on it. And so is her Kulik is going to be on it. John Lodge from the Moody Blues. There's a whole bunch of people. David Osmond, we said.
If Peg Leg here could have made it, we would have flown in for it.
Well, it's online anyway.
Peg Leg can't sit in an airplane with his leg the way.
Yeah, I have to sit crooked. My leg doesn't go straight, doesn't go crooked yet.
We just got a shout out from Lou Graham, the lead
Foreigner.
And,
Lou Graham from Foreigner. That's a big one.
Melbourne Moore.
Right? You didn't you? Oh yeah, Melbourne Moore. You met Lou Graham recently, right?
Soho. How much are the tickets?
Well, it's a 6-hour stream show. Probably the best deal in town. $5, $5.
Oh, go away. Nothing's $5. Not even a devil dog.
It goes all to the charity. It's all to Let Me Help.
I mean, people will see this for $5.
Yes.
Oh,
and they can it's also a charity thing, so they can donate more. Anybody can donate as much as they like.
Come on, you cheapskates. Watch this. It's a fabulous show for $5.
100% of the donations and the $5 fare goes to the charity. There's no.
I mean, a head of lettuce is $5.
So Johnny, how do we tell people to go? They go to Let Me Help Inc. To get the ticket.
INC, Let Me Help, all one word, INC, all one word.org. And there's what we call a Swigget link from Ivan Gulas, who's also been a champion here and helping setting that up. And, there's so many different people here. Renee Levitt, Revolution, Ricky Rob Eberly.
Ricky Rebel's going to be in it too. Ricky Rebel's in it.
Wait a minute. I think I'm confused, and I hope people out there my age are not. This is not a show that you go to and sit in the seat.
No, you watch it. No, you watch it on the line.
Then we can watch it.
Yeah, we can
I thought you had to go to New York to watch it.
No. We're going to go online.
That's why I said Jimmy can't fly because. Oh, so we can watch it anyway.
It's live streamed globally, all over the world on your computer.
So
you guys.
all you old goats out there who got it wrong like me, you can watch it. You pay $5 minimum, and you can watch it, but give more money because what is it for? What help to help what?
Let Me Help Inc. for
needy children of the world. Okay.
How does that money go out to the world?
Needy children.
We're aligned with different charities. Okay, and so. We're just going to give. We're probably going to give it just to another 501 charity, but more as long as the children need.
Are you going to give any money to St. Jude?
No, that's not on their charity. Actually, we have all the charities listed.
There's so many great causes out there, Ron.
Yeah, we'll send a couple of bucks to St. Jude. That's a children's hospital, and we represent St. Jude.
Actually, we're going to a charity thing for St. Jude in October. Yeah. But hang on, go back. So, because I think people missed it. So you go to letmehelpinc.org, you guys. Then there's a thing there, a Swigget link that you can click on, and it lets you buy the ticket, and then that's how you also will go in to see the show, right? On Sunday.
Right. And here's where people can donate, and it's this, as I say, I want to emphasize, the money is all going to go 100%.
Good. Oh, one person you forgot. Melba Moore is going to be on.
No, he mentioned
Melba Moore.
He said Melba Moore. I didn't hear him.
Yep.
Stacey
fabulous. Melba Moore.
Yep. Yeah. Stephen Devasi from India. He's got
a good lineup there.
I also
Johnny.
know that there's like a Chinese or Japanese singer who's like one of the most famous singers in that area, and she won The Voice there, and she's got like millions of followers.
What a good lineup. Yeah. Wow, it's going to be some show.
One of the things I would be really cool to see, too, is Tony Hadley, like you guys. I don't know if you guys know the band Spandau Ballet in the 80s. They were like the band 80s and 90s. One of my favorite bands ever. Yes.
And I'm sorry I couldn't be on your show doing a striptease, but maybe next time.
We're gonna have another round of shooting, Ron. We're not
I'll do my strip. Everybody wants to see an 82-year-old man nude. You can't wait, right? Just not very pretty.
I love it.
Johnny, I really miss you. When are you coming out here?
Hopefully sometime soon.
You got to come to Palm Springs so I can cook a nice manicotti for you or whatever you like.
Absolutely. It's going to be
What's
fun.
your favorite Italian dish?
Well, right now I have you said that calamari came to
That's the one thing I won't make. I don't touch fish. Are you still on that crazy diet with all that weird food you eat?
Well, listen, I gotta it's a battle of bulge for me because I go up and down. I'm one of these people that goes up and down with his weight, so I got to watch it getting up in age. But
right, but you can have a nice pasta when you come, right?
Being on a treadmill, just being involved with this, and now we're down crunch time. It's like any show; it doesn't matter. I mean, just because it's streamed, there's not so much work that goes into it.
Well, we live in a country club, so if you come here and eat a pasta, you can go right to the clubhouse, go on the machines, and lose what you just ate. Many ways to kill a cat.
Skin a cat, not kill it.
Many ways to skin a cat.
Skin.
Scout, shut the fuck up with the correction. Mamma mia, don't leave me alone.
I'm going to have some plate of pasta with the meatballs and the ricotta cheese and everything. I'll have to run for a month.
I put spare ribs in my sauce. Spare ribs are delicious in the sauce. If the meat falls off the bone.
So let me go over this one more time, you guys. It's the Let Me Help Inc. Children of the World globally live stream concert. It's Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time till midnight. You go to letmehelpinc.org and hit the Swigget link, and it'll let you buy a ticket, and you can go in and watch the show. It's a 6-hour show for $5. It's totally worth it, and it would be great if you have more that you could donate more. Donate more for the charities. It's presented by Phoenix 360 and WOW TV, and it's basically to support children's charities. So it would be great if you guys could join it, have a lot of fun, and help raise money for children.
Because remember, children cannot do for themselves. It's up to us to do for them.
Absolutely.
The true innocence of the world.
Absolutely.
I was on with Kids for Ukraine. I was on with a young lady, Alia, and she told her story, and she had these kids from in school from performing to raise money for the Ukraine children. These are the type of things that, especially what's going on with Ukraine. Families broke apart.
Oh, it's horrible. War is
having cancer, whatever the case may be. I mean, there's another camp for blind children. Listen, only one person can only do so much, okay? But together, getting the word out there, and I love you guys for having me on the show today.
But also, if you give to help these children, the great one that created us will help you back. My sister always said to me, give $1, get $2 back.
Absolutely. These are the riches that you can take with you. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So please, everybody, put in a good donation.
And everybody, please show up, watch it, donate, and have
I'm
a good
going to
time.
donate Jimmy Star. I'm going to put him in a box.
You guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody will enjoy it. You'll get to see some of the biggest icons in music. Soho.Johnny's hosting it, which will be a lot of fun. He's a great host. He's a great MC. He's a lot of fun. There we go. And it's class. So everybody, please tune in.
So, Soho, how's the family? The kids, everybody's good?
Everybody's fine, thank God. We're chugging away. It's I wear many different Soho hats, as you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we all do.
No, we definitely know. All right. So, Soho, we wish you all the luck with it. We're going to be there, and we want to thank you for coming on to help talk about it, and we'll promote this show a bunch because we got 3 days still left to go before the event, and let's see if we can get a big turnout. We would love it.
And see you soon, I hope. Speriamo.
Absolutely.
My brother. You're my brother.
Be continued, Mike.
Thanks.
Love
Bye,
you,
Soho. Love you. See you later.
Bye-bye, honey.
Yay.
Bye. Great guy, that Soho.
He sure
He's
is,
a good
you guys.
friend, a best friend, a brother. He's a kind man with a wonderful heart. He considers everybody. He thinks of everybody. He's generous to everybody. He's absolutely a human being that I'm so happy to know.
So now we're going to bring on our next guest. This is kind of fun.
SohoJohnny is a true blue friend.
Now we're going to bring on our next guest. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been following Darcy Donavan in social media for years.
After our ugly faces being on this TV for 10 minutes, let's bring on a beautiful face.
There we go. All right, let's go. Bring her on.
Hey! Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
Oh my God, you look like you're like you're in like the Carrington Mansion.
No. I got to tell you.
Yeah. Carrington.
Shut her off. Don't show her picture. Because Dave Hughes in England just dropped.
Oh, he is here too. He's here too. He just showed up. Here you go, Dave.
He's having a nervous breakdown.
He likes all the beautiful women.
Chesty blondes is his thing. He's crazy.
Let's make sure we can hear her. Let's say something.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Voice too. Yes, you're
Darcy,
fabulous.
do me a favor. Say,
yes.
Dave, whisper in my ear.
Dave, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah, he just died.
He just died.
He's in England, by the way.
Hold on, let me introduce
you. Dave just died. He's gone.
Let me introduce you guys. All right, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Actress, producer.
You're so beautiful.
Actress, producer. Hang on, let me do the intro.
Shut up for a minute. You know you're beautiful.
Oh.
You have a mirror.
Yes,
you have a mirror. You know you're beautiful.
She's got 1 million followers on social media, or 1 million.
And look at the chest. She's bubbling out like a healthy girl.
And she's gorgeous. Well, hold on. Let me introduce her. So
I can't get over how beautiful she is.
All right, everybody. Now we want to
enjoy it.
Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actress, producer, author, platinum-selling recording artist, and world peace ambassador, Darcy Donavan. Hello and welcome to the show. Yay!
Hey. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Ron.
If anybody could make peace in the world, it's her.
So let me introduce you to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Hi, baby.
Hey, Ron.
I love
You're
women
so
that
cute.
look like you. Women that look like you, I love. Because the women of today look like shit. Don't you agree? Most of them. You're glamorous. You're Hollywood 1950, 40. You are glamorous.
Ron, thank you for that. I wish they would bring that back because I just think like the era of Marilyn Monroe.
You're there.
Well, and they don't. I don't know why they don't do that. It's like now they want it to where you just kind of like rolled out of bed. It's like, okay, roll out of bed. And
let me brag for him. So Ron's best friend was Jane Russell.
Oh, my darling friend.
Jane Russell.
They were best friends.
Like brother
and he and Ron is like the he knows everything about the whole golden age of Hollywood.
I'm 82 years old.
He was friends with all of them.
And I was friends with
Elizabeth Taylor, Betty Davis. Yeah. He knew all of them.
They were my contemporary. They were a little older than I am. So I love glamour and beauty. And when I see it, I rave about it because you deserve it. Because it takes time to put the makeup on, the lipstick, the hat, the clothes, the bra, all that bullshit takes time. Women today, they don't even have tits, or they have fake tits that bounce and go the wrong way.
Just so you know, Dave Hughes said, "Oh my fucking God, I just fell off my chair." So say a hi to everybody in the chat room. There's tons of people. Just say hi to everybody.
Dave Hughes,
how you doing?
Dave Hughes will write to us and say, "How come you only have men on? When are you going to bring the chicks on?" He only comes in when I have beautiful people. So, Davey, grab a load of this one. You're dead already, Dave.
So it's so much fun. I'm so happy to have
but let's get back to glamour. I like that conversation.
I agree. I do agree with you, Ron.
Where, why, and how did you decide to be glamorous?
Well, it's funny because, I got into modeling when I was a kid and I did beauty pageants and stuff. And it was funny because I was asked to, how the modeling scouts, hey, come and, do this stuff. I did not like the way they looked. What was funny is there was another girl next to me and I saw this woman and she was kind of like there and kind of in charge of it. And she was very glamorous. It's kind of like the Dolly Parton story where Dolly Parton says she saw the lady that, people were like, oh, she's over the top. Well, she was very over the top, but I just thought she was just stunning. And I remember the girl next to me go, oh, she's very glamorous. Yeah. And I was like 14 at the time. I was like, yeah, she is really glamorous. And I was like, that's what I want to look. I want to be glamorous. And I just thought to myself, because all these other girls, it was like the whole modeling industry. I just didn't like. I didn't fit in a way. I mean, I did a ton of modeling, but it was always like I had my own look. I like the era of when the women did do the glam and the rhinestones and they dressed up. It's just nowadays it's a little bit over the top weird. It's like people wear weird stuff and it's like, I think classy, sexy is what needs to come back. It's more or less like
Darcy, what kills me, I want to go scream. We go to red carpets. A beautiful girl with a beautiful figure, with beautiful hair, eyelashes, makeup, beautiful décolletage, in a beautiful gown, and I look down and she's got combat boots on. What the fuck is that all about? You're wearing engineer boots with a gown to a premiere? Are you out of your mind? Have you gone completely senile, stupid, and whatever?
He also doesn't like the ones who look like hookers, who wear like really short skirts, like they think they're gonna like.
There's glamour and there's trash.
Yeah.
Don't confuse trash with glamour. There's a big difference.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
Is that your house you're in now? Where you are now?
Yes, I'm in my house.
It looks like Mae West's house in Hollywood.
Oh, no, I'm a big Mae West fan. When I was a kid, I used to.
Her house,
imitate her.
Everything was white, French, exactly like that. Could be Mae West's apartment over in the Ravenswood in Hollywood.
Oh my God! Well, when I was a kid, I saw her on television. Like it was, my grandparents were watching it, and then I went to school, and I was always like kind of like the silly, funny comedian girl. So I would sit there and I would mimic her, and sit there and say stuff, and people would the kids would laugh at me because I'd be like do Julia Child too. I was always like doing all these impressions when I was a kid.
You're an actress. You're from Texas.
I mean, but I was little. I was like 7, 8 around that time. So it's like I didn't know who they were, but I thought they were glamorous at the time, and I was like, oh, they're so beautiful, And it's just like even Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe today is still an icon, and you look back. Everything was glamorous about her. And, this is the way I've always been. Like, even as a kid, I've always I thought, God, I'm a reincarnated crow. I always like shiny things, glamour. I don't know. That's always the way I've been. And I do hope we bring it back. I'm hoping that I can do that.
I follow all your social media. You always look fabulous.
If more people admire you, they'll copy you. You're from Texas.
No, I'm from Tennessee, Nashville.
Oh, I thought I heard Texas.
Nashville's now. Is that where you live now? You live in Nashville?
No, I have a house there, but I'm rarely there. So my mom kind of watches after it. But I'm in LA right now. So my place is in LA, and that's where I do all my work. I mean, it just got to the point where I had to buy a house here because I was just too busy. I was doing too many things in Los Angeles. So.
It's perfect. So let me back a little for you.
Wait a minute. What are you doing October 29th?
I don't know. I have to ask.
If you're available, please come to the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
Okay. Yes.
Rooftop.
It's Hollywood hotness, but I can get you invited as a celebrity guest.
I know Donnell Donavan.
Wait, you have to come in costume.
No, you don't have to.
No, yeah, you do. So come as Mae West. I'd love to see you as Mae West. You know what? After the party up on the roof, you can go through the building and see all the wax.
Actually, she was Miss Nashville, Tennessee when she was young. Because Ron's daughter was Miss Long Island.
Oh, my daughter was Miss New York, Miss Long Island, Powers #1 model. You got the look. My daughter was everything.
Wow. So how'd you deal with the boys, Ron?
My daughter had a problem with the boys because they only wanted to take her to parties. And she said, I will like the guy that takes me to a movie, which means the fellas all cashed in on her looks. They wanted to show her off. So she always felt that she was being dated for what she looked like and not who she is.
Right.
And today my daughter is 52 years old, still beautiful. And she still has that problem because a lot of people go out with her because she's beautiful.
Well, you know what? You should tell her, always go for the quiet guys. That's what you should do. The quiet ones, you just nab them, because the quiet ones are better. And I always tell people, get somebody that's not as attractive. Get somebody that's uglier than you. So then if you have to break up, it doesn't matter. You're like, we ain't going to give anybody better than me.
Darcy, are you married?
Well, I mean, no, I'm with someone. I've been with someone for a long time. So,
okay.
All right. So
is he in entertainment?
Yeah, he's in the entertainment, but he's into real estate. He's a real estate mogul, so that's kind of what he does.
He's got money.
Good. He can keep you like.
Oh, he's got money. That's important.
Well, he does well for himself. But I mean, I was in a very long-term relationship, and then I got out of it. I'm just not the one to date around. I'm just not that kind of a. I don't like to just. I make my own money. I'm very independent, but it's, I'm an alpha girl. And so it's like, I've had an alpha man for a very long time, and that just did not, it was good for a while, but then, it just, you kind of,
yeah. Competition. I have to say, you have the greatest personality, since I see what you tweet and what you do, but I didn't know how your demeanor would be. And you have such a great demeanor.
Jimmy warned me. He said, go easy on her. We don't know exactly anything about her. He said, don't do tit jokes or anything like that. I said, okay, I'll behave.
Are you kidding me? I got enough blonde jokes. I can tell you a blonde. Okay, here we go. What do you call a blonde with a memory?
No. Wait.
A golden retriever.
No. A very good friend of mine, who is no longer my friend, posted on Facebook that Ron Russell is vulgar and salacious. And I don't think I am. I think I'm funny. And I've never.
Well, you remind me of kind of the Goodfellas kind of guy. You're like, to me, like, if I was going to cast you, I tell you what, you would be perfect in a Goodfellas.
And he's in all that.
That's all I ever
does all that. He plays a mobster and everything.
But I mean, that's what he, when I'm talking to him and everything. And the thing is that, I have, my dad's a coach, was a very well-known football coach in college. He also, I have 3 brothers, with my dad, and then I have an adopted sister with my mom. But, I grew up with my 3 brothers. So it's like, I'm always around guys. I can hang, it's like I'm in a male dominated industry. The media and my fans have me as the hashtag crypto queen. So it's like, I'm in circles with like Elon Musk's kind of guys. So it's like, you can't, I mean, Ryan, I love you, but you're tame compared to a lot of guys that I have to deal with. So
you're tame compared to a lot of guys.
No. You know what I get pissed off about? Women spend $3,500 to $4,500 to have breast implants put in. Then they have their breasts hanging out. And if we look at it, they say, put your eyes up here. Don't look at my chest. They get upset. Now, I say to them, if Brad Pitt pulled his pants down and was naked, wouldn't you look?
And you know what? That's a great thing. I think it's the way it's done, because it's like if you leer, if there's a way to look at it, because even
without being like a pig, without being a pig.
No. There's no way a true red-blooded heterosexual American can look at your knockers and not say, what I love to do.
And listen, I will say this. I do think there is a lot of I will say there's a lot of hypocrisy with certain things. I do agree. But it's like, I think it's the way that if a man's like, hey, you look good. I read somewhere where some guy was like, he complimented somebody. And then I had also a famous friend of mine who I worked with. He was like, he says, this Me Too thing. And I said, well, the Me Too movement is good in certain ways. It's really good. But then in other ways, it's not, because I think that, there's a way to be respectful. I mean, shit, I see hot guys and I'm like, damn, look at him. You look good, so there's no reason why. I mean, women love food. They love compliments. So, when I go out and get dressed up, I mean, I get upset. If I get all dressed up and somebody not looking at me, I'm like, damn, what the hell? I mean, I want to hear some calls and cat calls. I want to do that, because eventually your tits are going to fall to your ass, or, there's going to be like two baseballs in a tube sock, and your ass is going to, and then nobody going to be looking at you. Then you're going to be like, well, you know, so it's like, you know, you want people to look at you. You know, me and my assistant, my executive assistant is amazing. She is basically like a sister as well. And we have our own like terminology. So when we go out, she's like, hey, you know, you got pork chopped, and we pork chop, like, you know, when like somebody licking their lips like a pork chop, like.
No, that's not nice. No, to go to a sexual act while looking at your chest is not nice. But to look at you and smile because your décolletage is beautiful, it only enhances who you are.
That's right. I think that there's nothing wrong with that.
Quiet. We look at your beautiful shut up, get over here. We look at your beautiful eyes. We look at your beautiful teeth and smile. And then we look at your beautiful cleavage. And you know what we say to ourselves? I'd kill for her.
Oh.
I would kill for her. Just
but
like
wait a minute, Ron. It's not just that. There's a lot of beautiful women. I mean, I've met a lot of, but it's also the inside, because I have met some beautiful women, and I'm like, then I get to know them, or like they talk. I mean, I worked on a soap opera for a long time, and they had some of the most, I mean, I'm talking, these men were drop dead gorgeous, not one flaw on them, but a lot of them, I mean, I'll tell you, majority of them, I mean, and I'm not going to say all of them, but some of them were just like, I'm just like, the you know, the elevator didn't go all the way upstairs. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. So that's it's so just, funny. You know, yeah, you want to be attracted to somebody, but you know, my real thing is I got to have somebody that's smart, and you know, I have to have a conversation with somebody. I mean, I know a lot of guys, you know, they want a girl that's hot or this or that. But then I'm thinking, you know, if you're like 60 and you're dating a 20-year-old, what the hell are you going to talk about? You know, you're going to want to engage in conversation after a while. And then she's going to want to go to clubs. And you're going to want to watch television. What?
You could talk about what kind of Pampers you wear. You could talk about fast teeth for your dentures. You could talk about penile implants for your erection. There are lots of things old people can talk about. I remember.
I totally get that.
I'm going to sound very conceited now, but this is part of my question to you. In my younger years, when I lived in Boca, I would go to the country club, and whenever I walked in the room, all the women would look.
Darcy, say hi.
It's true. I turned heads because I was good looking and young. I was uncomfortable with it. How do you feel about that when you walk in a room and you turn all the heads?
I feel good. I mean, that's how my mom is. My mom was the same way. My mom was I mean, she still is a beautiful woman at her age. But she said, you know, she would feel that way. And then she would tell me, you know, I could have gotten, I had a modeling scout come up to me and I could have done this. And then I'm like, well, why didn't you? You know, you should have done it. But, you know, my thing is that there are some people I've had a girlfriend, you know, and she was very beautiful. Oh my God, she was stunning when she was younger, and she hated it. She didn't like people looking at her. So I think it's just you know, somebody's personality. I mean, that's the thing.
No,
I mean, I was, when I came out of my mom's womb, she was like, I was dancing, and she goes, at the middle of the night, I'd be hitting her stomach. You know, I don't know. She goes, I don't know what you were doing in there at 11 o'clock, but you know,
my mother said I came out talking.
Wait, so hang on, I want to do some bragging. So first of all, so I saw online you're born in Miami. I was born in Miami. I lived in Florida for a long time, but we never.
Where? I was born in Dade County. I
was too. I was born in Kendall.
Oh, okay, cool.
Miami, and I lived in Florida until I met him, and then we moved
I
to
Pennsylvania. I was born in Brooklyn. Not that you could tell.
So one thing too about him, I picked him up in a mall, but like, see how gorgeous he is? He's 82.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell he's an attractive man at like right now, so I can just imagine. And I got to tell you, this is what's so funny. Like my grandfather passed away, you know, and then my grandmother was dating. And when my grandmother was dating, she dated a guy, and you could tell like he was a good looking older man. And then, you know, she showed me photos. I was like, oh my God, Grandma. She's like, yeah, he's a ladies' man. But what was funny is he's in his 80s, right? He's like in his upper 80s, and he acts like he's still like in his 20s and 30s. And you know, my mom, you didn't tell you.
I like love
it. Just a trip. My mom's like, yeah,
When I was young, everybody would say to me, "Oh my God, you look like Tony Curtis and you sound like him. And you have his New York accent." So they always associated me with Tony Curtis. I knew Tony in later years. And once I said to him, people think I look like you. And he said, "No, I'm better looking."
You do look like him even now.
Well, in his old years as well. But Tony said, no, he said he was better looking than I. So we always had a little argument. But
let me brag a little.
Wait a second. My daughter was on a shoot with Chris Makos, who's a very big hairstylist. And she sat on a stool, and for about an hour and a half, he played with her hair. My daughter got off the stool, did the shoot, came home and said, "I will never, ever work again as an actress, as a model, or anything." She never did. She couldn't stand sitting there being fussed with and being looked at. I said, "What are you, crazy, Leslie? You're beautiful. People like looking."
But it's a personality thing. Like me,
uncomfortable.
I love that stuff. I mean, I think I was a Pomeranian, a Zsa Zsa Gabor's Pomeranian in another life or some shit. I don't know. But,
you have a great sense of humor. Do you ever just do you just stand
each their own, man. To each their own, right? To each their own.
Darcy, do you do stand up?
It's funny. My mom keeps telling me I need to be a comedian, but I can't do stand up. That's not my thing. I mean, I do a lot of comedy.
Oh, yes. I did stand up for 46 years. All right. I did all over the country.
I could stand up, like literally. I was like, yeah.
Stand up comedy. And I can tell a comic, you hit the button when you should, you know how to deliver it. And I think you could be a great stand up comic. I would cast you in a movie where I would make you like a sarcastic, funny broad.
I would love that.
The girlfriend that puts everybody in their place.
Can I tell you? People ask when I say something. Do you guys know who Tiffany Haddish is?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, so if Tiffany Haddish, Dolly Parton, and Ryan Reynolds had a threesome, I would be the baby. That's what I tell people.
That's terrific. I love that.
You are a character. You're wonderful.
So wait, I'm going to brag a little. First of all, you guys can follow Darcy. She's Darcy Donavan on Twitter and on Instagram, but you got to make sure you spell Donavan Donavan because some people don't spell it. So you have to make sure you spell it correctly. She was Miss Nashville, Tennessee, and she's DarcyDonavan.com is her website. Some of the things you've seen her in, you guys: Anchorman, one of the biggest comedies like ever, Parks and Recreation, Modern Family, Bones, The Carrie Diaries, which I loved, 6 Feet Under, 90210, Entourage, All My Children, My Name is Earl, Las Vegas, Nip Tuck, Passions, My Babysitter's a Vampire, Lycanthrope, which I love horror movies, so I'll have to see whether it's good or bad.
All those friggin' clown movies.
Ride or Die, Bachelor Trip.
That was an interesting movie.
Let me finish. I have to plug my movie now. I brought it up. Everyone, I think it's been released. Clown Motel 2. I play General Milan, out to kill the killer clowns.
Go back. I want to go back to Instant Star.
Hey, Ron, before I forget, I got to write it down. I've got to have you. There's another movie that I'm going to be executive producing, and you are perfect for it. Just your voice, because it's going to have that mafia type feel to it. But you would definitely you nailed it on the head.
Darcy, the reason they hire me always to play a New York mafia is because I have an antique New York accent that no one can duplicate.
I agree.
When they try to act New York, they sound corny. Mine is the antique.
It's authentic. It's authentic.
It's about 150 to 200-year-old New York accent because I got it from my mother, who got it from her mother.
Nice.
That's why they hire me.
Okay, go back though. Actually, I might have some stuff for you because I've got 9 movies that I have in development.
Oh, I'd love to.
Jimmy,
I want to work with her.
Jimmy a little bit. Jimmy's doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm really proud of you, Jimmy.
I'm the social media guy and the producer.
Cast me. I want to be in a scene with her.
Okay, but so my whole thing is
I think you and I could play.
I
off
earn
each
my
other
everyday
beautifully.
living as a publicist. I have a partner. We're like one of the best entertainment publicists around. But then I produce a bunch of movies. I've already produced a whole bunch, and I've got 9 in development now. And I would love to put you in some of them because, like you have, I didn't know what your personality was going to be.
One of his movies was just voted the best film of the year in Sweden.
Yeah, we just won. We won the film festival.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, people think I'm Swedish a lot, but I'm like, no, not
yeah, me too. They think I am too.
Yeah,
so wait, I want to go back though to Instant Star real
Swedish.
quick because Instant Star, I thought that was a reality show, but it wasn't. It was a scripted show, or it was a reality.
Yeah, it was a scripted show. It was a scripted show, and it was, it was kind of like a love story kind of rom-com thing.
And you were like a singer. I know you're a real singer because we actually, I actually downloaded for them to play if we have time. It's My Life. No, she sings pop and dance.
You don't sing country?
Yeah, I've literally done every probably genre you can think of, but I started out in country. I actually started out in rock and roll and then went to country rock, country pop, and then I went to pop. So people that were working with New Kids on the Block at the time were managing them. They basically, kind of scooped me up when I was coming out, when I was a kid. And they were like, hey, I think you should go over to pop, So I was like, okay. And then, I recorded an album. It did really well. It's just, my movie career, my film, television, that kind of started to take off right when, the music was going on. And so it's, I don't like to pigeonhole myself as anything, but it's kind of like, I look at, I would say like Dolly Parton, Jennifer Lopez, how they do, film, television, music, but I'm also heavily into business and I own several businesses. So it's like, crypto is a big thing. The Web3 community, that's what I've been really big doing as well. And, I've got NFTs coming out that is going to be film related. And, I'm actually, talking to, a lot of people, right now. I'm looking for some funding to, Anna Kendrick is coming out with her first directorial debut. So I've been talking to venture capitalists about, helping to fund her movie and get it off the ground. And so there's a lot of things that, are in the mix that I'm doing.
I would think hers would be easy.
You're very smart and you offer a lot. Offering a lot, you're bound to hit with something. If you offer a little, you're only depending on that little. But you're a lot of things. So all those things you are, one is going to really hit big. And I think
thank you, Ron. I love you. I love you.
Don't look up anybody's ass, so don't think I'm schmoozing you. If I didn't like you, I'd say, "Oh, nice." Yeah.
I know how. I know several people where I know how you can be. I can just feel your energy. I'm the same way. I mean, I get into trouble sometimes, but it's just like, I just feel like, you're only here once. You should be honest. I don't believe in blowing smoke up people's asses. I just, there's some great, and that's the thing is, there's some great other like A-list actors that I've worked with that are great to work with. And then there's some that are just horrible. That's the one thing. New Yorkers lay it straight. I love that. It's the same thing. The South, we do it, but in a different way, but we still do it.
Unfortunately, as nice as I am, when I tell the truth, some people get very offended, they get vicious, and they hate me. So you have to be careful. It's a double.
That's just good way it is. I mean, some people just can't take criticism. I mean, that's how my mom is. Well, I grew up with a German grandmother, like full-blooded German. So it's like, her barbs. I mean, they make you look like you're the candy man. I mean, you make you look like a little angel sweet fairy blossom. I mean, my grandmother, would she come after? I mean, she was ruthless.
This is the Fairy Blossom. That's his new name now, Fairy Blossom.
He's going to fucking call me that all the time.
This is Fairy Blossom. Thank you for the nickname.
So one thing I have to bring up while we have you on, because we have 12 minutes. So one of the things I have to bring up, because your manager or agent who helped set this up, who was a great guy, what a nice, person.
Dylan Nelson.
He wanted me to make sure we brought up your book. So you have a book that's coming out, maybe, and one that is out.
Oh, no, it's out. It's out.
Both of them are out. Yes, Daily Dose of Inspiration.
Bring it closer.
Bring it closer, everybody.
So we can see the picture.
Darcy's Daily Dose of Inspiration, you guys.
Wow.
It is about
in social media, you guys. So just give us a quick rundown of tell us what it's about. It's a daily dose of inspiration, obviously.
Is that a coffee table book?
What did you say?
Is that a coffee table book?
Yeah, it is definitely a coffee table book. I tell people, because it's a year-round book. I basically wrote it because, fans asked me to write a book. I kept doing inspirational messages, and I've helped about 15 fans from committing suicide. So,
so that's my cause.
Well, I had my cousin, my first cousin, Natalie, she committed suicide when she was 21. It really messed up my family, especially my aunt. She never came back from it. So it's kind of like, that's the one thing that, really needs to be talked about, because a lot of people, I deal with depression and anxiety. It's just something that happens. And so, I was like doing this stuff every day. People were like, man, you helped me. Then I also, I would talk to people and help them through, divorcing. And, one person was like, I'm getting bullied at school. And I said, hey, I've been through that too. So I've been through a lot of stuff. There's nothing anybody can say that they've been through that I haven't been through. My life was definitely the opposite of Paris Hilton. I mean, I had a very tough upbringing. I had a single mom. My parents divorced when I was 2. So it's kind of like, she was working 2 to 3 jobs to, try to take care of me. So it's like, I was raised kind of by, everybody. My grandparents, they took care of me. My parents were young. And so, I kind of like grew up I was very, at a young age, I was already grown up. I mean, I already knew about bills. My mom got, she was a very beautiful woman, and she got jealousy. She got a lot of jealousy on jobs that she worked. She was a court reporter, and, she worked in the court system, and there were women that were jealous of her and would try to, talk about her. So she ended up getting fired. I remember one time, and it was because, other women were jealous. And I remember hearing her cry, in the bed going, like to her friend about, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills. And then I start crying. I get out all my, birthday money. I get all my stuff out, like all the money that, I got for Christmas and stuff. And I said, Mom, here, and it's just like, I felt her pain. And then she stopped crying, and she was trying to console me, because I was like, how are we going to pay the bills? So it's, I know how it is. And it's hit me at a young age to where I grew up very fast. So I just try to tell people, I'm like, there's other people that are going through the same thing you're going through. And then I try to get them in contact with other people that are on my page. I mean, it's really a community thing. I mean, it's amazing, but this 365 days of inspiration. And then I have an interactive task where at the bottom, it's a Darcy's Daily. So it says, it would help you to, whatever you're dealing with that day and what it's talking about. Because, there's different.
Darcy, how much is that book?
Now the book itself on Amazon, it is a little more pricier. It's around $69.99. But I am going to be getting I have an ebook that's like, if you want to get an ebook, it's like $4.99 for ebook.
Oh, so therefore it's a big audience.
Yeah. So, and, I'm going to be getting it also too, you can go to DarcyDonavan.com, you get it autographed. And, I also send you a picture. So if you want to, get the book also too, with the proceeds, I've been helping. There's 2 charities that are dear to my heart. So Valley View Vaulters and Protect.org. I always, give them money from proceeds from every book. And they're great causes. If you want to donate to them, go to valleyviewvaulters.com or Protect.org. I don't know if you guys remember Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Allison or Ningram, I work with her. She's okay. So Allison, who plays Nellie Olson.
Yeah.
So it's, she's, overcome stuff. She's an amazing woman, and it's a fantastic charity that saves, the lives of children across the nation that, are basically, in bad situations. It protects them from, physical, sexual, emotional abuse. And the organization makes every effort, to locate and hire war heroes. So that's the great thing. It's like a win-win. Yeah. So
you've covered everything.
Yeah. So there you go. You know, it's a win-win. So
it's wonderful. It's wonderful that you do this. You know, that you make people understand that there are people out there who are in need.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope
what a nice way, though, that you use your celebrity to give back.
What was it called again? The fairy flower blossom. Fairy flower blossom. Quiet for a minute. Darcy, I'm going to send you a bowl of fruit. I love you.
Speaking of, after this, I want to send you both something. So, can I send it to? Do I send it? If I can send it to, do I send it to both? Do you both have separate addresses, or is it to the same?
We're married.
We live together.
Oh, you're married.
We're married. Yeah,
we're married 10 years. We'll be married 10 years in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God! Okay, I got to send y'all something special. An anniversary gift.
You didn't know we were gay? You didn't know he was a big fairy blossom? I love you. So you better come to that thing at Madame Tussauds. I have to meet you. You're fabulous.
We'll invite you to
so sweet.
a lot of cool events. So
you're an up broad. You're funny.
You guys actually make a really cute couple. Y'all work well together. That's why you've been together for 10 years. Well, what sign are you, Ron? What are you? What's your sign?
Me, Gemini. What else?
Oh, Gemini. And what are you doing?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, he's the lover. Okay.
I love it. So wait, I want to tell everybody.
Is he the one that gives you the compliments, makes you feel good about yourself, Ron?
Never.
I compliment you all the time.
Oh, I thought you meant me.
He's not.
Oh, I never compliment him. Never. You know why? Because he's 26 years younger than I am. I don't want him to think he's good looking and available. Then he might take off. So I tell him, you're old, you're fat, you're ugly, you're decrepit. Nobody wants you.
I am decrepit at the moment. I just had knee surgery.
Come on now.
He doesn't leave me.
I would never leave him. We're perfect for each other.
I make him feel like that no one wants him.
Wait, we have 5 minutes left. I want to ask her some questions. So, number one.
That's why I always want to be with somebody that's uglier, because then you don't have to worry about him going anywhere.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's what he did, because he's the good looking.
No, you shut.
No, this is handsome too.
You are a very handsome man. There is an actual actor that I've worked with, very handsome, that you remind me of. You also have that Sean Connery vibe too.
When I was a kid, did you ever see Escape to Witch Mountain?
Yes.
So I used to pretend, because I looked just like that kid when I was little, and I used to tell everybody I was that kid, and I would sign autographs all over the place when I was like,
he was nuts. Even
I think that's awesome.
Wait, I want to ask you a question, because this is an actor question that we always ask. Bucket list, because you worked with, especially in the comedy world, you worked with the biggest actors in the world. So bucket list, male and female actor, if you could work with anybody in the world, living or dead, who would you like to work with? And number two, if you could have ever been in any movie ever made, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Holy shit, that's a lot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I got first one. You said work with? Yes. Living or dead?
Yes.
Anyone that you want.
Anybody that I want, living or dead. I would have to say I probably it's hard because they're two icons, but they're both passed.
Tell us both of them. That's okay.
I would say either Elvis or Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. That's a male and a female. So I wanted male and female.
But you know what?
If you
ever work with Marilyn Monroe, you would be bald. You pull all your hair out of your head. She was so hard to work with. Tony Curtis used to talk about, because he knew Marilyn for years. He got her pregnant, back in the early 50s. She had an abortion. They were lovers. Then they parted for about 15 years, and they met again on Some Like It Hot. And he said working with her was unbelievably impossible. Now he has to do this kissing scene on the yacht. And Marilyn kept screwing up about a fish, a line. They did 46 times for her to say, oh, is it a fish or whatever? And Tony said she was impossible, but very innocent, very sweet, and very kind.
Yeah, I just to me, there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of would want to pick her brain. It's more or less not like, that's how I feel. The real person who I'd really, really want to work with is Anthony Hopkins.
Me too. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to work with him. That's one of my bucket lists because I think he's just he's got an amazing career, amazing actor. But I always enjoy watching him with it, whatever he does.
At the beginning of Meet Joe Black, I wasn't with Ron because that's an old movie. But when at the very beginning,
God, are you kidding?
When he gets out of bed and he's just got his pajama bottoms on and no shirt, I thought I was going to pass out.
Oh my goodness! I gotta tell you, Brad Pitt in that movie, and me and my sister were talking about it. You talk about steamy panties. I think that was the epitome of his height, of the best he ever looked. Like he was perfect in that movie. That movie, I own it. I've seen it about 1 million times. And I got to tell you, everybody looked good in that movie. Everybody. He's just such an amazing. Anthony Hopkins was phenomenal in that. He looked great. He's just an amazing actor all around. I would really like to work with him. So, Marilyn, it's more or less, I want to just go back and pick her brain because it's like, it's interesting because you see her and she talks about how she created an image. I just would like to see how she really is, because I feel like she did put a lot of facade on for the cameras and for people.
So hang on, we got to go.
As you know, I was friends with Jane Russell. She made a movie with Marilyn, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. So, of course, over the years, I knew Jane and we would talk about Marilyn. And Jane said there were two people. Norma Jean Baker would come on the set in the morning with no makeup and become Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn used to refer to Marilyn as a third party. When she was Norma Jean Baker, she'd say, oh, well, I got to get up now and go and become Marilyn.
Oh,
so it's always treated Marilyn as a character she played, but never was.
Hang on, because we got to go, you guys.
Which is interesting.
So hold on. Everybody, please check out
Darcy's book. Darcy. Darcy's coming back.
DarcyDonavan.com. It's DarcyDonavan. Anytime you have anything to promote, please let us know. We will bring you back in a heartbeat. You were such a wonderful guest.
Fabulous.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on a wonderful career, and we're going to work together. I've got some ideas.
I love that. Please make sure I want to send you both something. Happy early anniversary. And you better not go anywhere, Jimmy. You and Ron are too good for each other. You guys are so great.
We're not going anywhere.
I'm 82 years old. You're out of your mind. I'm too old to find another one.
Darcy, you are the best. Love you to death. Thank you so much.
Darcy, if you're available, please come to the Madame Tussauds rooftop.
I'll give you information.
I'd love to meet you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. I love you all. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, you guys, for having a great show. We'll see you guys next week, everybody. We're off to the red carpet. See you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Juan. Bye.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.